Matt, it's time to talk Black Adam here. And when you look at the box office numbers, anytime you do over the past 15 years, two things have dominated: superhero films and Dwayne Johnson films. Johnson has made the most bankable action star as of late, for sure, starring in such films as Jumanji and Jungle Cruise and a host of others. However, one area The Rock has not ventured into is the superhero genre. That changes now as Dwayne Johnson plays Black Adam, a spinoff of the DC film Shazam. Can The Rock's charisma turn Black Adam into a rousing success for the DCEU? Matt and I hit the theater to find out. Director Jaime Polasara has a nice little filmography going. He directed Orphan, The Shallows, a couple of Liam Neeson films, Nonstop and The Commuter, and now he's working with Dwayne Johnson a second time. He directed him in last year's Jungle Cruise. Black Adam's synopsis reads like this. After nearly 5,000 years of imprisonment, Black Adam, an anti-hero, is unleashed into the modern times. His brute tactics and way of justice attract the attention of the Justice Society of America. They try to stop his rampage, teach him how to be a hero more than a villain, and eventually team up to stop a force more powerful than Adam himself. Dwayne Johnson once again commands the screen, but was it enough for Matt K to enjoy Black Adam? We just walked out of this one, Matt. What'd you make of it?
I loved it. I had a great time with Black Adam. I know you were so hoping I was about to trash it. I loved it. I love Dwayne Johnson, right? And I love superheroes. So it's like chocolate and peanut butter for me. You put the two together and hey man, this is rock and roll. It was fantastic. Now, is the movie flawless? No. There's a real sag toward the end of the first act. I mean, it's like they're battling and I'm like, oh, we're doing this again. And then there were some really corny jokes and I'm like, oh, really? But just wait, because the corny jokes pay off in some pretty clever and sarcastic ways. So kudos to the writers. And the battles get better and better throughout the movie. There's a battle in particular between Black Adam and Hawkman, and it's incredibly validating for a comic book nerd to say that sentence out loud in an indoor setting where they're trading blows, flying through walls. That I think, really, do you have a better superhero fist fight? I don't think so, because the battle we got in Civil War, it was okay, but it was kind of lackluster too. Here, it's just like close combat, duking it out between two superheroes, two epic superheroes. Great to see Black Adam on the screen. Great to see Hawkman on the screen. There's nothing super negative I have to say about this movie. They throw you right in, they get right to it, and it's pretty much nonstop the whole way. Lots of fun.
So I'll just say this. I mean, you've shocked me numerous times throughout the years. You know, we've been doing this 10 plus years, and there's times I'm stunned. I don't know if I'm more stunned than this liking Black Adam in the history of the show.
I know.
Because we were literally sitting next to each other, and I cannot fathom for the life of me. You laughed.
You were giggling. You laughed a few times.
I cannot fathom for the life of me how anybody could possibly like this movie. This is a monstrosity. This is one of the worst films I've seen in 10 plus years. Okay. The pacing of the film is absolutely terrible. This is made for the TikTok generation. They do not take a beat. They don't trust the audience's attention span. So it is just pedal to the metal, garbage, diarrhea of the screen. Nothing makes sense. If you're paying attention.
What didn't make sense?
Okay. If you're paying attention to just where the characters are at certain times, it's not even worth bringing up, trying to follow along, because they just appear at certain moments when they need to make a battle, and then they fight, and everybody loses track of like where the Justice League people are at, and then they reappear at a certain point. None of it.
It's the Justice Society, Ryan. Come on, get it right.
None of it makes sense. But I think what bothered me the most, and granted, it could be the character. I've never heard of Black Adam until this movie was coming out. I didn't even know it was a character. But I'll say this: The Rock made his career on being charismatic and commanding the screen, but Black Adam doesn't allow him to be the Rock that we know him to be. He's very serious and stoic throughout the entire film. So it wipes all of the Rock charisma is gone. It's just not there. It's not present. And that's not on the fault of the Rock. It's just the character is written that way. Yes, he has a couple of absolutely stupid jokes that I think Matt is referring to that come back in the end. It's very much like Hasta la Vista, baby in the Terminator 2. We've seen this numerous times. It's ridiculous.
But it was subverted. It was self-conscious. They did it on purpose, Ryan.
The fight scenes that Matt is talking about with Hawkman, I never thought I would say Hawkman in my life, but here we go. This character is fighting this god, and it's again one of those fight scenes that is meaningless. Nobody's going to die and nobody's going to get hurt. I don't even understand any attraction to it. What's exciting about it? Two people punching each other that can't hurt each other. Whoop-de-doo. There's no stakes at all involved in this entire movie. You never once think that Black Adam's going to die. You don't think Hawkman's in peril in some scene. The whole thing's ridiculous. And
but dude, you want to see two superheroes that you love fight. You always want to see. God.
This is one of the worst superhero movies ever made in the history of cinema, Matt. I'm not even joking. I thought it was that bad.
Another way of saying exactly what you're saying is the pacing was tight and fast and nonstop, which is good. It didn't get boring. It didn't sag. It was fun. In terms of Rock's performance, yes, he has to stretch as an actor just a tiny bit and not just play this jovial, charismatic, like outgoing person. He has to be a little bit stoic and reserved. Fantastic. The jokes you mentioned, they were purposely tropey because Ryan the Movie Guy, like people who are colorblind, you are camp blind. You don't understand what camp is, what it means.
I understand what camp is. This was not even an attempt at camp.
Yes, it was. Oh, it was so awful. Tongue in cheek. Are you kidding me?
You could tell the entire theater we were in was not excited or into this film at all.
People were clapping
because they do one of those stupid credit things at the end. But I'll just give you an idea of how dumb this movie thinks the audience is. Okay, there's a scene, there's a crown involved, and nobody can get the bad guys want to get their hands on this crown. And at one point, this kid has the crown and he runs into his bedroom. And earlier we see him go through a trap door, or a secret passage is the best way to say it. Basically his dresser
escape
turns into a stairwell and it goes down into the hallway. This literally happened. This is not even a joke. The bad guy runs into the bedroom and he is right on the kid's tail. And then the kid has to open up the secret passage, doesn't have time to close it. And he goes down that stairwell. And then the bad guy is looking at the stairwell. And what does he do, Matt? He calls the other bad guys and he's like, he disappeared.
He couldn't fit. He couldn't fit down. He couldn't fit down.
Yes, he could have fit down. I'm 100% sure he could have fit down.
Maybe he's claustrophobic, Ryan.
So he stands there and it was just ridiculous. There's so many moments like there. This is just absolutely awful. I thought they ruined the Shazam series. Terrible.
Big disagree.
Do stick it for the after credits. It's probably, again, I think it's a pretty dumb after credits thing. But if there's something to be excited about, it's the after credits scene.
Oh, yeah.
That's all these superhero movies ever do is just add more of this gasoline to the fire.
Commercial for the next one.
Yes,
hey,
it's so
just
dumb.
wait till our next exciting episode. I love it. It's a return to the old school serial, that we used to get in the movies and in comics and everything like that. It's great to see. It's so validating for us nerds. I loved it. I'm glad to see that they're still investing in the DCEU because getting The Rock had to cost them a pretty penny. And I think this is a fun popcorn movie, high action, unplug your brain, get ready for some superhero antics. It's beautiful. Also really, really beautiful to look at.
It's really not. It does have it somehow makes slow-mo not cool.
Slow mo should have been your nickname, Ryan.
I'm telling you, they overused it by 10. My movie poster quote here is terrible, Adam. Terrible, Adam. Half a jaw. That's it. Half a jaw.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. I thought this was absolutely atrocious.
2.5 from Matt K. This is totally fun. Bring the family. It's a great popcorn movie. Fantastic addition to the DCEU. Makes me have hope that they might even get it together and get us a real universe going.
Wow. All right. I can't believe this just happened. We'll talk after. I got to pick your brain somewhere. All right. Half a jaw for Ryan the Movie Guy, 2.5 for Matt K on Black Adam. It's playing everywhere, Jawheads. Let us know what you think. Shoot us a tweet. We're at CinemaJaw.